All right, so our next step is very important as well. What we're going to do here is we're going to assign our judges. This is a huge step into successfully setting up our event. So you're going to hit the 3 lines up here in your right hand corner. You see where it says assign judges? You go ahead and click assign judges. Now when it does that, it's going to bring up your events. So what you're going to do is find the event that you're using here, which mine, I'm going to have to come down here to a test one real quick. Click on the event, hit done. Well, now it's going to bring it up. As you can see, the judges are already assigned for the yearlings, but you have to assign it for each class. Do not forget to assign it for each class because that's a big step. Sometimes you'll assign it for one class, but if you don't assign it for each class, it will not successfully work for each class. So you go ahead and you hit the 2. Now it brings up what you want to do, how many judges you want. Do you want 2 judges? Do you want 4 judges? So for simplicity of things, we're going to go ahead and just hit 2 judges. All right, well, when you hit 2 judges, it's going to allow you to go in, type in the judges' names that you already had entered in when you added the judge to your system. It'll also ask you to select position. So you hit left gate, select judge. See, the judge pops up. Right, you're going to go ahead and hit the next one. We're going to say Brent Meyer. Right gate, select judge. Now it's going to say assign judges once you have the proper amount of judges picked. You hit assign. Your judges are successfully assigned to this event. So now you are ready to start the event. All right, once we have our judges assigned, you're going to go back to the 3 lines in your right-hand corner, select events. Once it brings up your events, you're going to go ahead and select your event that you have ready that you successfully uploaded that's happening for you that day. As you can see, you can put multiple events on here at one time, have them ready, upload everything for that day, and then go if you have multiple events that you're doing. So go ahead, hit Bennett open. It's going to bring up our bulls. Our judges are already down here. You can see they're assigned. So if you pull up this screen and your judges aren't assigned and they're not on the bottom, you know that you missed a step and it will not work for your judges. That's happened a few times and it's something that kind of discourages people, but it's a step that we made sure we put in there so you know what judges are marking what bulls what. All right, as we move over to these next iPads, these are the judges' iPads. So what you're going to do when you come into the event is you're going to hit judge. Right here you see the event code, the code that I told you was very important to remember. So the code is 48282. That's what we're going to put into our iPad. So for each judge, we're going to put 48282. Well, for each year, we have to put the year. So if it's a yearling, you put 1. If it's 2-year-old, you put 2. If it's a 3-year-old, you put 3. So you put it for the age of the animal to make sure that the code runs through and it puts you in the proper class. So for simplicity of things, we're going to go ahead and do, let's say, the 2-year-olds right now because there's less bulls than the 2-year-olds. So you hit enter. As soon as you do that, it brings up the judge. You select what judge you are. This judge we're going to say is Brent. We're going to move over to the next one. We're going to go 2. 42282. Enter. It's going to bring up the judge. We're going to say Gary Wood. We're going to go ahead and select the judge. So now you can see this is the judges screen. This is their point of view. So when you come in, there's a few things that you can do here. Let's zero in on this one and we'll show a few things. So when you're coming in here and you're a judge, you have things that you can go through here. Right now, you see this area in the center? That is our stopwatch. So if you hit start, all of a sudden you have a stopwatch. You hit stop. So if judges forgot their stopwatch, they have one right here on the iPad that allows them to use it to see if those calves fall down at 4 seconds, if they fall down after 4 seconds, if they fall down before 4 seconds. I believe a stopwatch is a very crucial part in judging for maturity calves. Also, what happens if they get out of order? As you can see, you can come up here to this arrow and you can click on it. It brings the bull list up. You click on whatever animal is next, loaded out of order, whatever, and it brings that animal up. So it's a very simple thing. All you have to do is scroll through, figure out what animal they're on, click on them, boom. There you are, right back to the beginning. One thing is, if it does get out of order, it automatically goes back to the next bull in line. So let's say we're on 7D, it goes to 58 Buckaroo. That bull got loaded first. He's the first bull out. You click on 58 Buckaroo. After you score him, it automatically will go back to 7D. So if there's multiple bulls out of order, you have to go through and select what order the bull comes in. If they go back in order and fall back in order, you don't have to worry about anything, because as you score them, they're going to come through. Now here, when we get to the scoring portion of it, you guys can see we got it broken down into quarters and DQs. It's very simple, very easy to use, because we want people to be able to use this that don't have a wide knowledge on computers or technology. So what we're trying to do here is make it as easy as possible. Bull 7D, you want to mark him at 21 1/4. You hit 21 1/4. There it is. So it's very simple. It's not hard. Before you hit submit, I always tell my guys, double check that you put the right number in, because you can go like this. It's very easy to hit backspace. So if you hit 21 1/4 and it's supposed to be 22 1/4, or 22 1/4, you go ahead, you delete it, hit 22 1/4. It's very simple. I mean, we're trying to make it as easy as possible on people, because we want it to be something that is very simple.